Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. Brother. Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. I feel like I should play a rally map. I don't know if I want to do that one. I've been doing this one a lot. It's not a very eventful map, but I've been enjoying it. There's one rally map that I used to play on a lot, like a few years ago. And I could have sworn it might be this one. So right now I'm drinking these pineapple paradise ciders and then some tortilla chips that I made out of stale tortillas. Some of them got a little bit too crispy, but that's okay. They still taste good. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can hear that crunch or not. My noise canceling might be a little too good. But just know, them jams crunchy. Oh. Oh, it's so loud, it's the only thing I can hear. No, I don't want to play on this one. I know what it is. No, not that one. I remember this map sucked, actually. I'm not gonna... I should delete this one. I'm going to look for one. Let's see. What have we got? Oh, no, right. My keyboard's still broken, and I can't search the word rally. Yeah, I'm waiting on the new membrane to come in the mail, but USPS is, taking their sweet time sending it over. It was supposed to get here yesterday. And then I was going to start working on a new video. Oh, hello, person joining. But it has not gotten here yet, and I'm being delayed. I downloaded a game I want to make a video about. It looked really cool. I haven't even had a chance to play it yet, so I don't even know if it's going to be good. I hope it's good. I just need to choose a map. We'll go here for a little bit, because I feel like I'm going to default to drifting. I just know it. Shoop. Shoop. My old reliable. My drift donk. Look at this thing. Stank nasty steez. Dumped to the ground, dumped to the floor. They still got good ground clearance. That's crazy. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, we're off to a great start. I oversauced it right away. That's okay. It's just the start. That is not going to be telling of the rest of how my driving goes. Maybe I don't know, man. I'm drinking. It's not very much. It's only 5%, but this is my second one. And I'm just eating chips. I forgot how small this map is. I already came all the way around. Oh no. The hitboxes on this map are weird. And if you cross that line, chances are you're gonna run into something. This is surprisingly the most forgiving drift car that I've pieced together. I don't really use like the default Beamng ones or mod packs. I like to piece them together myself. It's more fun that way. And I uploaded a video a little while ago talking about how I was learning how to drift. Someone in the comments said to check out both this and the D series, and they also showed me a bunch of other tools I can use for like suspension tuning. And I've just been having a blast with this. As you can see, I haven't gotten a whole lot better, but also I will blame the alcohol. So hopefully my new keyboard membrane gets in soon. And then I can work on my next video idea about it. I'm not going to say the name of the game. I won't say it. But it's going to be good, as long as the game's good. And if it's not, I've got another idea where I'm going to do stuff with my keyboard. I'm going to cast the keycaps all out of aluminum instead of plastic. Then everything else, I'm going to like weld a new case out of it with just sheet metal. I'm going to replace basically almost every plastic component on it with either aluminum or steel. And I'm just going to make it the loudest, most clacky, obnoxious keyboard. Because I'm tired of mechanical keyboard influencers posting like an ASMR video where they're like, oh yes, I've meticulously lubricated every single switch using a cotton swab and a Q-tip. And then I've taken a little piece of an adhesive strip from a bandage and I put it at the bottom of every switch, oh so delicately, to soften the blow of the keystroke. Yes, yes, quite. And then gelatin blueberry tutti frutti belly button keycaps. Oh yes, quite marvelous. And then it's like, oh yes, this is a $10,000 keyboard, and it took me 3 years to assemble. And it sounds exactly like every other keyboard they've showcased, and it looks the same, it probably types the same. Like, you're supposed to do something new if you're putting in that much effort, right? You'd think. So I'm just gonna be the asshole with the loudest, most clacky, obnoxious... Oh, hello, Avi. Loudest, most clacky and obnoxious keyboard the world has seen. I'm even gonna, like, make the case a little bit larger to have a kind of an acoustic chamber on it. So it's just gonna be crazy obnoxious. Like, I might even run into issues with my microphone. I mean, I already kind of run into issues with my microphone with it. So this might not be the wisest idea in the long run, but I think it'll make a great video. You know? That's what matters. How you doing, Avi? Oh yeah, I forgot to respond to your text, but I am not partial to any drinks in particular, but I do really like Red Bull and Monster. I've been going on a kick with those two recently. Not recently, I've been drinking Red Bull since like 9th grade, and it might be a problem eventually in my future, but it isn't a problem yet. So I'm gonna keep drinking them. Oh no! Oh yeah, Red Bulls. You know, in high school I would drink like 2 or 3 cups of coffee in the morning, and then during the lunch break I'd go walk to a corner store and buy like 2 of those 20-ounce Red Bulls. I'd finish one on my walk back to school and the other in like whatever class I had next. I only slept like 3 or 4 hours a night regularly. And, you know, it's not a mystery now. Like, hindsight's 20/20, but at the time, I was not sure what was going on. Giving me legitimate health issues from the amount of caffeine I was consuming. Whoa, whoa. I feel like I could go to a different drift map. But this one's like nice because it's so compact. I can chain everything really fluidly. I've also just been on this one map so much. I'm used to it, sort of. You'd think that would mean I'd be good at it by now, but that's not what that means. That just means I've spent a lot of time sliding out and then overcorrecting. I mean, that's the whole point of a drift car. You're basically controlling a big overcorrection. How the hell did I just flip? This calls for another drink. Oh yeah, I need the chip. Ah! There we go. I should like do this in real life. I should drink a bunch and then go try to drift a car. Thank you, Avi. Oh my god. I feel like I need to do some kind of theatrical thing or have a better hook to actually get people to click on it. Like using a picture of J Schlatt as a thumbnail for a stream just isn't cutting it. I need to like Photoshop some titties on it or something. People will click on J Schlatt with titties, right? I mean, I can play music over the stream and make money off the stream still, like as a live stream. I'm pretty sure, depending on the music, I might need to like look into that. But I just know, like, if anything is copyrighted, it'll get demonetized like after the fact. But that's the VOD, and I don't really care about that. No one really watches my VODs. Getting real stank nasty here. Stank nasty slideways. Ooh, goddamn. Ah, hell. Goddamn, brother. Yeah. No. Ouch. I didn't, like, script my alignment, did it? It's probably fine. Yeah, that was fun. I lost the recording when we played Among Us. I really wish I didn't, because I had some good stuff. I felt like I could have made a good video out of that. That was also just a lot of fun. It's hard to get... Oh, you got a VR headset. Hell yeah. I have access to one, but I don't really use it much because I just don't have space. Among Us in VR. Didn't they make like a 3D version of it recently that was supposedly significantly better? I mean, it would be significantly better than the top-down one. Not to say there's anything wrong with the top-down. It's cute, it's quirky, it's functional. But I feel like making it 3D is a good refresh of the game. So what did I just hit there? Oh shit. Ooh, okay, we're good. Just a little tiny baby tap. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. It's hard to get a bunch of people together to play a game like that. I don't know enough people who are, like, willing to set aside a couple hours of their day all at the same time. I don't know. I don't have a lot of content friends. I've got, like, three people I know that do YouTube stuff. And out of those three, I have the most subscribers, but we all get about the same amount of viewers, so our viewership's about the same. One of them is a man by the name of Icy Wieners, who is actually rather goated, I must say. He's been uploading Counter-Strike videos, and they've been popping off recently, so I'm feeling like he's going to surpass me real soon. Am I jealous about that? No. I don't really care. I'm happy for him, because his videos are, like, actually really good. I'm going to focus more on making my own content good, you know? It's like, I feel like it's pretty good, what I do. It's decent enough, like, I would watch it. That's what matters, you know? And I also enjoy making it. I don't want to, like, become one of those guys that obsesses over the numbers that I'm getting. Because I feel like it's something where I want it to be organic. I don't want it to be like, I must harness the algorithm, yes. It just feels wrong, you know? I appreciate that, Avi. My thing is, if I'm having fun doing it, then I'll keep doing it. I mean, that's been said a billion times already, I know. But it's true. Oh, you did? Hell yeah. Appreciate that. I don't want content creation to feel like a chore. I don't want it to feel like a job. I mean, I'm okay with it feeling like a job a little bit, like having the looming weight of responsibility with it. I'm okay with that. I can handle that burden. I just don't want to dread it, you know? I don't want to feel like, oh, I gotta play a video game and edit it and put on a face. If I ever start to feel that way about it, then I'll just stop. Because that kind of defeats the purpose of, like, wanting to be in that space. The whole reason why I want to do stuff like this and get, like, enough money from it to sustain myself is because it doesn't feel like work or a chore. I could do it all day and I'd love every minute of it. You know, I used to hate jobs that would, like, take up all of my time. I was a mechanic for a while working for Brakes Plus, and that was miserable because you basically have to live at the shop if you want to make any money. And it's just hot as hell. You're sweating your balls off. You got to get up early as fuck. You got to stay there all day. Do a bunch of stupid work. You do a billion oil change and a billion free diagnostics. And every now and again, you might get some work. And if you're not fast enough, everyone else snatches up all the tickets before you can get to them. Or if the maintenance advisors are just friends with the other technicians, you don't get any work. It's also like, some mechanics are fucking insufferable people to be around. A lot of them were cool. Like at the first store I worked at, everyone there was awesome. Even the manager, he was a cool guy. He was really understanding. I pissed him off a couple times, but he was very patient with me. The second place I worked at, there were like only one or two people there that were cool. There's one guy who was like supposed to be training me. He was great. And everyone else there was kind of like, they hated my guts on day one. I could feel that they didn't really want me there. That was miserable. Which one? Well, I've been rambling for so long and there's so much latency, I completely forgot what I said earlier. Now I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how much latency there is on the stream. There's gotta be like at least 30 seconds. Oh, Podium! That's what you're talking about, yeah. That's different. That's a go-kart place. I actually enjoyed being a mechanic there. That place shut down recently. Not recently, like maybe... Fuck, was that almost a year ago now? It wasn't that long. It was a while ago. A little while ago. That podium shut down. It was a shame. But, I mean, it was kind of bound to happen. Everyone that worked there could sort of see it coming. Even if it wasn't how we expected it to happen. Upper management were a bunch of bitches. Fuck those guys. Everyone else is cool. Talking about the general manager and the owner. I don't want to name drop anyone, but I mean, who cares? No one knows who they are anyways. Maybe. Those guys sucked. They were asshats and they didn't know how to run a company. All they knew how to do was micromanage, and they got what they deserved, you know? Who knows where they are now? I could give less of a shit. Couldn't give less of a shit. Whatever. But no, I loved working at Podium. That was like my first actual mechanic job. Just go-karts. A lot of that job was more like fucking around with friends than anything, really. Because, I mean, we got the work done. But we were all just fucking around at the same time. It was a lot of fun. Closed down because the owner, discount Jeff Bezos, and I only say that because he's a bald guy who so desperately wants to be a rich guy, but he isn't quite there, like he's just upper middle class. So desperately wants to be perceived as like a rich guy. He's just really bad with money. And I'm fairly certain that he owned the building at one point that it was in. And then after a while, he sold it to some guy for way less money than it was worth. And then they started charging him egregious rent money for it. And then they just couldn't pay it because he was not good with money. I guess, bounced a few checks here and there and then got evicted, I'm pretty sure. Or it was more like... That's what I want to believe happened, because it makes sense in my head. But what I'm pretty sure happened was the guys that owned the building wanted to put something else there and just kicked him out. I don't know, some hedge fund, private equity, bunch of evil sacks of shit that owned the place were like, I want more money, this will get me more money, time for you to go. But I mean, I don't know a whole lot about Scott. I don't think he was a good guy. I don't think he was a bad guy. I know he was not good at running a company. I remember he tried to buy a boat once from the dealership next door called Mastercraft. They sold boats. Those guys were all cool. And his down payment check bounced and they got pissed at him for that. I wonder what he's doing now. Wonder if he's got old money to live off of. Probably. I mean, someone like him has to be from, like, generational wealth. There's no way he's self-made in any capacity. Man, I'm trash-talking the fuck out of people tonight. I wasn't expecting that, but, you know, it's all out there now. But if you do want to go back and do more go-karts in Colorado, there are a couple tracks out there. Let's see. There's IMI. It's a really nice go-kart track. It's a little bit of a drive. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's not too far. It's a nice track. It's an outdoor track. I think I said that already. Then there's one more in Grand Junction. But that's like a 3-hour drive, probably, from Denver. But it's a Grand Junction Motor Speedway. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Something like that. That's a really nice track. Really well maintained. I never got to drive it myself. I almost did. There was a mechanics race, but I just didn't enter in time, I guess. I don't remember. And there used to be action karting, but that track was sketch. It wasn't a very big track, and it was rough. It was known for destroying karts. I'd worked there as like a race weekend mechanic. And that got shut down recently because of zoning laws with neighborhoods that were being built. That was by that the drag strip. It was the same area as the drag strip that got shut down. I can't remember what that was called. So that's gone, and Podium's gone. The outdoor track that used to be Podium is somewhere, and I'm sure someone's gonna buy it eventually. The go-kart scene is still alive and well in Colorado. It's just shifted. And there's still the professional stuff, but that's really expensive. I don't know if you got a spare 20 grand to throw down on a cart and all the parts you're gonna need and all the other bells and whistles and tools. And then heaps upon heaps of more money for registration and licensing and getting coaching and a mechanic and who knows what else. Racing under a team name. That's the kind of thing that you should only do if you're dedicated to it and you have crazy disposable income. I don't think I'd want to do that, honestly. I'm more of a casual racer. Maybe, perhaps, allegedly partaking in the unsanctioned variety. Because that's just more cost-effective, more tight-knit. There's so much fucking drama in organized racing. It's insane. It's ridiculous, you know? It's like, I'm sitting there, someone who's broke as hell, worrying about bills. Watching all these rich people get into the most petty fucking squabbles like a reality TV show. And, you know, it's entertaining, and it does something to me. Deep down, I do get a little bit pissed off watching it. But it's also like, if they are legitimately angry at each other, and that's how their scope of the world is, that's what they have to be upset about, it's entertaining, to a degree. It's like watching reality TV. You know, there is always beef, and there is always drama with sanctioned racing. Especially with karting. God damn. I'm sure it's the same with other forms of racing. It's gotta be. If sometimes it feels like being part of an HOA. That's not fun. And you know, as a lowly mechanic, I never really participate in it. I'm just on the sidelines. But me personally, I'm okay with being the fly on the wall. Damn, that was quite the tangent, wasn't it? But you know, I gotta say, if you're looking for a go-kart track to go to in Colorado, IMI or Grand Junction Speedway. Two goated go-kart tracks. There's more out there. Alright, Texas is, some things are good, some things are not good. Rent is cheap, bills are cheap, there's no income tax, so, you know, you get what you think you should get on your paychecks. But there's other things like sales tax, which is quite hefty, and property tax, which I don't have to worry about, but it is a thing that apparently is problematic. I've heard a lot of people complain about it. And the other thing is wages are low and workers' rights do not exist. And it's like, it's not proportionate, you know? Like in Colorado, sure, it's more expensive to live there, but you also make more money, and you make less money here, but it costs less. But it's also like, I don't know, a coffee in Colorado is like $9, and a coffee here is like $6. But then minimum wage is still $7.25, and then in Denver, I'm pretty sure minimum wage is what, like $15 an hour? So you're still better off in Colorado from like financially on average standpoint. You know how hard it is to find a job down here that isn't part-time, that pays more than like 12 or $13 an hour? It's surprisingly difficult. Like, unless you've gone to a trade school or have a bachelor's degree in something, you're kind of shit out of luck. You're gonna have 2 part-time jobs that pay you $12 an hour, and you'll have 1 day off a week. And then you'll still somehow be getting less than 40 hours in a work week. And you're gonna be so fucking busy and ragged. And then you're gonna be looking at workers' rights violations left and right. They're gonna be rounding down your hours that you clock. You know, skimming a little off the top to save a few bucks. And there's jack shit that you can do about it. Because sure, you know, you could go to a labor board and sue them and get some money back, but there's so much hassle involved there, then you'd lose the job, you gotta try to find another one. And you just say, you know what, it's okay, I'm scraping by, I can manage. And that's how they get away with it. That's how they get away with breaking the law. Because how the hell do you enforce that? If the system is rigged in their favor, you know? It's a problem here. A lot of people I know, they live in that system. Most of the friends I have down here still live with their parents. But overall, I am doing okay. I've gotten a different job now. I work as a e-bike repair guy. I work on scooters and e-bikes and a few other things for a place that rents them out and does tours. I don't feel comfortable name dropping it right now, but they're all chill. Great place. I don't get full-time hours, but I make decent enough money. And I also donate plasma on the side, so my bills are paid. And I got a little extra spending cash on top. So I can't complain a whole lot. I can only complain a little bit. Ooh, almost oversauced that one. We're good, we're chilling. I might have to get another drink in a moment here. Maybe do like a little fireball shot, even though that's gonna be absolutely disgusting. Security guard. Oh yeah, I remember you talked about that a little bit. It seems like you've been able to hold that one down for a while, so at least it's stable. Hopefully you don't have to work that job. Hopefully you can make money just being a writer and a director. You know, that's the dream, right? I've seen the stuff you write. You know, I've read your scripts, I've been in your films. It's a matter of time. It's just a matter of time till you're off the ground, you know? All I gotta do is stick at it. I mean, shit, all you gotta do to be professional is make a little money off of it. Technically, it's the definition. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with how that scene is. Oh, but hey, at least you quit and didn't get fired, you know? It's more dignified that way. It's also one of those things where, like, every time you apply to a job, they ask you if you've been fired from a job, and they ask you why, and then they ask you for sources. You're allowed to lie, you know? You can say that you've never been fired. And you don't really have to provide sources, and if you do, it can totally be, like, your best friend or your mom or your dad, and you can just make up a position. For some reason, it did not occur to me that I could do that for the longest time. But also, in my experience, they never check the sources you provide, like ever. Maybe I haven't been applying to jobs where they give a shit about that. They just ask for it as like a formality, I guess. I don't know. I've seen jobs where they do like half a dozen rounds of interviews before deciding if they want to hire you or not. It's like, what are you fucking doing? It takes one, maybe two interviews to figure that out. Like one initial interview, like that's a phone call from some HR person, and then a second one that's like getting to know who they are and what they bring to the table. That should be it. That would be incredible, you know. Being an actor it's one of those things where I didn't know I would like it so much. I signed up just for like shits and giggles. It was a thing a friend talked me into. And when I was actually on the first set, I was nervous as hell, but then I got to know a bunch of people there. Everyone was super cool. They were chill. They were very, very supportive and encouraging. Like, I was nervous to be in front of the camera. But, I mean, I was able to relax quickly because everyone was just so nice. And, you know, out of all the things I've done that could be considered work, it didn't feel like work at all. I almost felt uncomfortable for, like, how everything was being taken care of for me. I felt like someone was going to chew up the food for me and spit in my mouth, you know? I felt awkward at first, like, offering to help out people unloading and loading things and set up stuff. Then I realized, well, shit, that's, like, the thing that they're here for, and if I were to do it for them, they wouldn't really have a job. So I've, you know, begrudgingly learned to sit on my ass and just talk with the actors until it's time to get on set. And also, to work with you, Avi, is just, it's been so much fucking fun. You're such a cool guy. Such a brilliant mind. I don't know what you see in me, I won't lie. But I am glad to be a part of it, you know? I'm along for the ride, and I would not have it any other way. I'd love to collaborate on a script, though. I mean, I've got writing chops. I've got chops for writing. I just, you know, haven't been doing it a whole lot recently because hasn't been on my mind. Anyway, I took a lot of creative writing classes in high school. I took one in college. Even though I didn't need it for my degree I was pursuing at the time. It's something I've enjoyed. And the only thing is, I write up a rough draft, and then I tweak it a little bit, and then I just don't touch it after that. And every time I have someone else read it, from what I've gotten, like, critique-wise, most of it's just, like, grammatical things. Living legend. That'd be nice. One thing I'm scared of is when I die, I'm just not remembered. And, you know, it's inevitable. Because the people that knew me when I was alive, eventually they'll pass too, and then maybe I'll leave behind grand stories, maybe I won't. But even if I do, eventually those will be forgotten. It makes you think about people like, you know, George Washington. He's going to be someone that won't be forgotten for a long-ass time. But, you know, eventually he will be. It's also like, does his spirit live on just through memory? Like, is there a piece of him that's still around just because of that? Like, is he an omnipotent spirit? It's not like everyone's going, George Washington's my hero or anything, but we all know about him because we learn about him in history class, you know. But one day, when his name is spoken for the last time, do you think he'll know? Probably not. Maybe he will. Who knows? It depends on what you believe in. I'm just, you know, scared of being forgotten. I've got, like, bad FOMO with death. Not in general. Like, I'm okay with staying home and missing out on things on occasion. It doesn't bother me too much to see, like, I don't know, friends having fun online, posting pictures, and I'm not there. It doesn't kill me, you know? I don't really care. But it's more like missing out on experiences, seeing what, you know, humanity has to offer in the way of progress. I want to live long enough to, like, have bionic limbs, you know? I want to be able to, like, go to a fucking Ripper dock on Mars. Not on Mars, I don't really care if it's on Mars or Earth. I want to, like, replace my body parts with cooler versions of them. At just, like, some shady back alley place, and it's, like, totally legit. And I'm just worried I'll die before I can see something like that. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Who knows what the future holds. I just feel like, you know, progress with medical stuff in particular has been pretty stagnant. I don't know, I'm kind of out of the loop there, so I wouldn't know. And something like that, even if it were to, like, pop up tomorrow, who knows how long it'll be before it's mainstream. And I guess, you know, things exist, like prosthetic limbs that are fairly advanced exist. Like, they have gyroscopes and they have little sensors that connect to nerve endings or, I guess, tendons that still exist on severed limbs. And then they can function as, like, regular limbs that way instead of being something you just have to work around to live with. That's, like, marginally better than being an amputee. I have played Marvel Rivals a couple times. I'm gonna be honest, it is not my cup of tea, you know? Like, I like... The only hero shooter I really like is Team Fortress 2. Mainly because the mechanics are just so much more satisfying than anything like Marvel or Overwatch. I'm not gonna say it's a bad game, 'cause it's a good game, obviously. People love the game. Apparently it's really well balanced, really well put together. People love it. It's a good game. It's just not for me. Because I don't like to shoot at someone for 45 seconds and just everyone is a bullet sponge. And then every now and again there's one OP thing you can do that just kills 4 people at once. And you gotta charge up abilities or whatever. I don't know. I don't like that meta, that gameplay flow. I'm not a big fan of it. And also I feel like a grumpy old man sometimes. I just refuse to learn new things with video games. Like, I didn't like Doom Eternal very much just because it forced you to play a certain way. Like, what if I just want to use 2 guns the entire game? Like 2016 Doom. You can't do that in Doom Eternal. And because of that, I, like, had a hard time with it. I didn't really enjoy it that much. But Doom Eternal is still a really good game. It's just, you know, they changed the meta in a way to where I didn't adjust to it very well. And I didn't have a lot of fun. I feel like a lot of that is I just got to get over it and just learn to play it the way it's supposed to be played. And maybe I would enjoy those games more. But that's not the mindset I have. So, I mean, I'll play it with friends, I guess. I'll play Marvel Rivals with friends. That does make sense, you know, just going numb, shutting your brain off. I feel the same way sometimes. Like, when doing this, I haven't been paying attention to my driving at all. It's probably been, like, dog shit, but I don't really care. I'm just idle. You know, I'm not really locked in on my maneuvering. And I've been crashing a lot, I'm guessing. I don't even know if I've been crashing a lot. I haven't been paying attention to it. Maybe I've been doing really good, and I can go back and watch it later and be like, oh shit, that's the best I've ever done. Who knows? Whenever I play, like, campaign games or story-driven games, like single-player games, which I love single-player campaign FPS games. That's like... I have a soft spot for any game that's like a single-player campaign. I don't know why, I love it. I have my brain on for those, but whenever I'm playing Beamng, I almost always have my brain shut off. Or playing, like, I don't know, Counter-Strike. No, Counter-Strike, I just get locked in and then way too angry. I get way too angry at that game. I don't know why. Like, I used to get mad at video games a lot, and that was just because I was in a rough spot in life in general. Like, I didn't have very much to be happy about, but I did have a lot to be upset about. So anytime a slight inconvenience would cross my path, I was just so quick to anger. And it just so happened that, like, I'd play a lot of video games that would, you know, just get on my nerves. like a lot of Titanfall 2. I love Titanfall and Titanfall 2. But I would get... Dude, I would be fucking sweaty, breathing heavy, thumping on my keyboard harder than I need to. I was good at it for a while. But every now and again, I'd get in a lobby with someone who was just a little sweatier than I was. Someone who was a little bit more unemployed than I could ever be. And I would just get my ass handed to me. And I swear to God, it would spike my blood pressure enough to where a blood vessel might burst in an eyeball. Yeah, it took me a while to learn to not to take games so seriously. And nowadays, you know, games don't make me angry, except for fucking Counter-Strike, and I don't know why. I don't know what that game brings out of me. But if I'm just playing like the arms race gun game thing, I am either doing well or I am fucking cussing out every single person that kills me in that game. And I'm like, my roommate upstairs can hear me. My partner Ridley's like sitting next to me, side-eyeing me like, you need to chill out. And I snapped back to reality for a second. I realized, oh fuck, I'm being a nuisance to people around me right now, and I'm like embarrassed. But then I forget myself, and then I just start getting mad at the game again. I don't get it. That's why I don't really play a whole lot of Counter-Strike anymore. I mean, I never really did play it a lot to begin with. Fortnite, yeah, valid. That's totally valid. It's one of those games where it's either really easy or you just get killed out of nowhere and you don't know what happened. Or like you feel like you had an easy kill and then just suddenly your ass is on a platter. It's one of those things where you're not ready for when you're about to get shot down and killed. You're not expecting it. It just sort of happens before you feel like you can get ready for it. It's also one of those games where I would go from playing Apex to playing Fortnite. I feel like, dude, this is so fucking easy. I feel like the best way to get a victory royale in Fortnite is play Apex for a couple hours first. Switching over to Fortnite, you'll be like, oh shit, I'm the best player ever at this game. And then you'll win a couple times, and then you'll get complacent and then lose a bunch. But it's okay, it's an ebb and a flow. There we go. Gotta get on. Yeah, we do. You play on Xbox, PlayStation, PC? What's your platform? PS5, hell yeah. Alright, it's cross-platform, right? It's gotta be. Yeah, it is. Hell yeah, we gotta play Fortnite sometime. I haven't touched it in a little while. But I always enjoy it. I always have a good time. Strangely, Fortnite does not make me crash out too bad. Like, I always take the losses in stride. Just because it's like, the nature of a battle royale is you'll probably never play against the same opponents. I mean, maybe you will occasionally, but, like, chances are it won't be for a long, long time. So, you know, if you get your ass handed to you in one lobby, you can just switch to another one after you die. It's, you know, simple. I guess that's the forgiving part about a battle royale. Then if you're playing with a bunch of friends, you're like, just one more game, bro, we're gonna get this dub. 5 in the morning, just one more game, bro, we're gonna get this dub. Everyone has a username that's in another language. You're playing against a bunch of people in, like, China or something. And they're just all way better at the game than you could ever be. Oh, yeah, bro. Sun's coming up, you hear the birds chirping, your parents are waking up. You're cooked. Oh shit, I just got my car folded. I'm gonna take this opportunity to run to my kitchen and grab a drink. I'll be like 15 seconds. Got another one of these pineapple beverages. Pineapple Paradise. Cider. Haven't given beer a fair shake. My dad brews it. He loves it. I feel like I would like it. I don't know. Maybe. I've tried a few things. Like I've had the most recent thing I had was like a Busch Light. It was alright. Tried Bud Light. Wasn't a big fan. Most alcohol to me tastes like just bitter or soap. I think that's what it is for everybody. I've grown more accustomed to vodka. And I always mix it with a Red Bull. And I just get zoinked off that. Vodka and Red Bull. Drink of choice if I'm like at a show or a club. Because they always have it and it's always good. And it always gets me the perfect amount of sauced. Only takes like maybe one or two of them to be in like my good spot. That's the thing I've learned about drinking. You gotta find like a spot where you're good, you know? Like, you can sober up in an hour, you don't feel like you're gonna pass out or topple over. You just feel good, you know? You don't feel like your blood pressure's spiking or, you know, everything's wobbly and you're on a boat and you got tunnel vision and your hearing's all echoey. The first time I ever, like, drank was in Germany. A long-ass time ago. I was there with my family, and I think I was 14 or 15 at the time. Legal drinking age is 14. So naturally, I bought, like, beer and other alcoholic beverages. First thing I ever drank was, like, an alcoholic apple cider. It was, like, apple cider, not cider, but an apple cider with alcohol added to it. Bought it without telling my parents, and I drank it, and I was so fucking nervous. I was just sitting down like, oh fuck, oh fuck. Felt a little wobbly, didn't know what to do. And then that night, went to like the side of a river and just got way too fucking drunk. It was my older sister was there, and she was old enough to buy like the harder stuff, because I think she was 18 at the time. Because, like, when you're 14, you can buy things under a certain percentage, but you can't buy, like, whiskey or vodka or rum, the harder stuff, until you're, I think, 18. But she got a bunch of that. And, you know, after a while, I've noticed that it tastes awful at first, but then once you're in it, it doesn't taste bad. And that's when you should stop drinking. As soon as, you know, you can sip on a glass of vodka and it doesn't taste bad, that's when you should set the cup down and just chill. Maybe have a glass of water and a sandwich. Because once it doesn't taste like shit anymore, that's when you're about to cross the point of no return and get, like, blackout drunk. And that's just no fun. And, you know, my sister and her husband, they used to drink near to the point of getting blackout drunk with me a couple times. Like, we'd play Mario Kart and take shots if we didn't get first place. And, dude, I was so fucking cocky with that game, I would never back down from that. I would always, like, be like, yeah, I'll play Mario Kart and take shots. Because I would do really well. But as soon as I lost a couple times and I was 2 or 3 shots in, I would start losing really bad. Then suddenly I was like 6 shots in and throwing up in the bathroom. I was like, why do you guys like this? Why do you like this? They've calmed down since then. Like, they don't drink nearly that much anymore, as far as I know. I don't either. I haven't been blackout drunk in 3 years almost. And I don't plan to ever get that wasted ever again. Because there's no point. There's nothing good about it. You're doing so much damage to your body. You feel like shit the entire time. It's expensive to drink that much. And then people around you have to babysit you. Like, I don't ever drink so much to where I have to be babysat. I don't want to be a burden to those around me, you know? I get a very nice buzz going. I get it to where my lips loosen up and I can speak with eloquent enunciation. What the fuck is enunciation? Is that a word? Enunciation. Eloquently spoken gentleman right here after having a little bit of sauce. It makes me come out of my shell a little bit. I don't rely on it, obviously, because it's a bad thing to do. I don't drink very often. Like, realistically, once or twice a week. But it's nice whenever I do, you know? It's one of the things where I can enjoy it. I've learned how to enjoy it. I speak more freely. I can speak my mind. Like, normally I'm pretty reserved. I don't speak a whole lot with social situations. I bite my tongue. I only chime in if I'm, like, confident in what I'm about to say is a banger. But, you know, honestly, I've crashed there so many times at that exact spot. Fairly shy in social situations, like, around people I don't know. And I have a hard time, like, trying to get to know new people. And it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. I used to be so bad about it, I just wouldn't make friends. Then I'd look weird. I just always kind of look weird. I got weird habits, tics and twitches and other things. And if people don't know me, they just think I'm a weirdo. And I get looked down on because of it. So having those quirks about me and then being shy is not a good combination. So I've grown out of that, thankfully. I'm better off. Still strange fellow, but, you know, not ashamed of it. And I'm not ashamed of who I am. And I'm able to vocalize that and talk to people and be social. And then alcohol just makes that a little bit easier. I shouldn't say that. I should clarify. Again, I do not rely on alcohol to be social. I do not have a problem with alcohol. I actually have rules for myself with drinking, which I'm breaking one of them right now. I know. Sue me. But never drink alone, and never drink when you're in a bad mood. Now, to be fair, my partner Ridley will be home soon, and they will join me in drinking, and then they will share some saucy tea with me, some workplace drama, and we're gonna get just a little bit croinked, a little bit. I'm gonna learn about some workplace drama while sipping on a bev. I'm not alone right now. I'm talking to you. I guess I'm not breaking the rules. But yeah, as long as you follow those two rules, like never drink alone, never drink in a bad mood, you won't become an alcoholic. Now, being an alcoholic, as far as I know, isn't like a thing that runs in my family. Like, sure, my dad drinks like a German, but he also, like, doesn't rely on it. If he, for some reason, needed to stop drinking cold turkey, he could do it. No problem. But he just enjoys it, like it's a hobby. Like to make and drink and enjoy beer. And, you know, the only time he ever actually gets drunk is when his friend from Germany visits. Other than that, he just gets the good buzz going. And my mom's the same way. Except she doesn't drink nearly as much. And it's funny, I think I've inherited that from my mom a little bit, like, it's easier to speak when I'm a little bit drunk. I mean, I think that's an everybody thing, you know? It's just easier. I've crashed there the 4th or 5th time now. It's just easier in general to be sociable when you're buzzed. Because you're in a good mood and you're not worried about social pressure as much. You're still aware of it. Still aware of what to do and what not to do in a social setting, but you're not overthinking it. You're just in the conversation. It's like being locked in. And it's funny with my mom. I do the same thing she does, except I don't do what she does. I sort of do. She gets really fucking crass. She's got a sense of humor that only emerges when she's had a little bit of something to drink. And it's just crude and vulgar, but also hilarious. It's like a filter comes off, you know, like maybe there's jokes that she's got locked away in a vault in her mind, and they only get unlocked whenever she's had a little bit of drink. Things that you wouldn't want to overhear your mom saying, sort of. She'll make sex jokes, that's what I'm getting at. She'll make inappropriate jokes. And I'm like, Mom, stop, don't talk about that around me. And she's like, it's too late, I've had a bev, and I'm enjoying myself when we have company, so I will make these jokes at your expense. I love my parents, they're both awesome. I'm very grateful that I was raised with such good parents. They're a very, very loving family. Because I know, a lot of people don't have that. Friends of mine, a lot of my friends actually, most of my friends don't have good upbringings. They've got trauma and they go to therapy. And they've got like weird trust issues and quirks with their character because of, abuse they've been subjected to. Everybody's got a little bit of trauma here and there. It's part of the human experience to be traumatized and have an upsetting event shape your character in one way or another. Sometimes it's a strength, sometimes it hinders you. I've seen people grow tough and resilient, like emotionally mature. And then I've also seen people develop crippling anxiety from being traumatized and abused. It's one of those things where, it can be character building depending on the factors. I got in a weird argument a little while ago about what crafts, you as a person more, your intrinsic or extrinsic values, like genetics versus your environment, nature versus nurture. And the person I was talking with kept trying to argue that, genetics were the vast majority of what shapes your character as a person. And I wholeheartedly disagree with that. They play a role. I like to think of it as the hardware you're given, and then your nurture, your environment, as the software, the scenario, the situation. Because, you're not born with knowledge. You know how to breathe, you know how to blink, and eat. You don't even know how to walk, you don't know how to speak, you can't read, you can't write, you have no skills. You're a useless, stupid little baby. You learn things, and your capacity to learn can be related to certain things, like how smart were your parents, but even that's not really a big factor, because I know people have really dumb parents and then they themselves are really smart, and then unfortunately vice versa. And I think a lot of that is because of the environment they were raised in. I think as long as you're not born with any significant disabilities mentally or physically, the environment you're in plays the vast majority of shaping your character. I mean, it's kind of been a proven thing with, look at systematic disenfranchisement of ethnic groups. People in poor communities are typically less educated and less healthy. Not because of the way they were born or the color of their skin, but because they're disadvantaged, disenfranchised. Systematically, as I have just said. It's the 5th or 6th time I've crashed there now. I keep doing it. I don't know why. In a poor community that doesn't have access to things like maybe a public library or good education, like they can't afford to go to a private school, and the public schools in the area are just garbage. Obviously, they're not going to be as well educated. And it's not their fault. It's not because they were born a certain way into a certain family. Oh! Hello. Oh, you did? I'm sorry. I have my headphones on. Oh, you did? Nice.
Like, you know that trick getting home?
Awesome.
It was a fancy car too.
Nice.
Pretty sure he let me win. But then, like, so we were lined up at third stoplight back from. So you know the Saigon Mall
Yeah.
thing. We were in front of that one. We got lined up with a Corvette, like modified Corvette. This guy in a Challenger, Charger, whatever the fuck, one of those basic ass
Yeah.
muscle cars.
Your standard muscle car.
And then there's me. And the the guy in the muscle car starts talking like, "We gonna race?" And I'm like, this dude caught up to me, like as I was already like going fast. And I was like, okay. And then we all got lined up. And the guy in the Corvette just starts talking shit. He's like, the guy in the muscle car was like, "Hey, what you running with?" And the guy's like, "Oh, you don't need to worry about what I'm running with." And
That's fun.
oh no, dude wasn't thinking about it.
Oh, why? There's no reason.
Exactly. And
There's no reason to be an ass.
he so as soon as the turn light that way got turned on instead of the regular ones, Corvette fucking tries to drift, fishtails, and goes that way instead of going a full with us.
Sounds like a coward to me. Oh, I'm streaming, by the way.
Oh,
I don't care. It's fine. It's okay. Your fireball's in the freezer, in the small fridge.
oh, I ran to the big fire.
I am back. I just I listened to some workplace drama, workplace tea, if you will, and I forgot what I was talking about earlier. That's okay. It's not your fault. I've been doing that like the entire time I've been streaming. I've been going on rants and tangents. Yeah, it only got a little bit political. Only a little bit. And that was like, it's hardly political to say that systematic disenfranchisement is a bad thing. But unfortunately, there are people out there that will disagree with me. Way more people than there should be. And the people that disagree with me on that are very bad people, and they should be hurt violently. I wonder if I'll get in trouble for saying that. This is my third one, but I haven't really drank much of it yet. You have a little bit of catching up to do. No, that's a toilet seat. I didn't buy it. That was my boss, who sent that here for some reason. I don't know why he sent me a toilet seat, but I have to bring it into work the next time I have a shift. Alright. Yeah. That's fair. It's getting a little ridiculous. They're a control freak and they lose their minds whenever things don't go exactly how they want them to. At least they're not a narcissist, you know? No, I won't say they're a narcissist. I have lived with narcissists and been abused by narcissists, and I know them. That is not what they are. They're something else. Yeah, but that doesn't make them necessarily narcissistic. I wouldn't go that far, but I understand. There's no point in doing that, because if you, like... If you... Well, exactly, there's no point. There is no reason in doing that. You just... It's one of those things where you can't talk to them like that unless you're in a position that's, like, above them. And sure, while you sort of technically are, not really, you know. Would fix it. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Fig's got new prospects lined up. Oh, right, where they're the partners. Good for Fig.
But not anytime soon, but like...
Yeah. And also, you haven't had to have any talks like that, because you don't. Yeah, and that's like not even something that you're doing wrong necessarily. It's more like, hey, get your head in the game, lock in, soldier. Yeah. Which is fair. I don't know. Honestly, I never saw that side of Robin myself. Always thought they were, like, pretty chill. But then again, I've never had to like work in the same field as them, like alongside as them, so I guess it's different for me. Don't. Seriously, don't involve yourself any more than you absolutely need to. Just let it run its course. Yeah, that was the workplace drama. The beef. Oh no. Oversauced it. It's okay. We're back on track. Ooh, I didn't crash the whole time. That's nice. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Wait, what was I talking about at the start of this? Once I get my membrane in for my keyboard, I can actually play FPS games and then edit videos again. Like, the only reason why I'm live streaming right now is because I feel like I've been neglecting my channel. And it's not because I don't want to upload, it's because my keyboard is broken. And, like, maybe half of the keys work. And it's just too much of a headache for me to deal with. I'm still waiting on parts in the mail. So a live stream will just have to do. Also, this last month when I was like uploading the video every other day, every couple of days, sometimes every day, for very brief stints. That was nice. I liked that. And you know, while each video I uploaded didn't do crazy numbers or anything, maybe 50, 60 views here and there, a couple of them got like maybe 100, and the shorts I posted, they would get a few thousand views here and there. I still saw like substantial channel growth. You know, I got like over 50,000 views in a month. I made 30 something bucks, which isn't a whole lot, but relatively speaking, that's pretty big. And if I do that again, but then keep doing it, within a year's time, I should be in a very different spot. Yeah. It was nice to see that the effort I put in there did pay off. I'm glad YouTube analytics are so in depth where I can like actually see how things are going. Because also doing the 3 scary games thing is so easy. It is so easy. I know why all the big video game YouTubers do that now. Like just uploading scary indie horror games because it's so easy. It's fun, yeah. You don't have to edit a whole lot unless you want to, but you don't have to. You just play the game, you have a little bit of a personality, and that's it. And you can churn those out real fast. I don't want to keep doing that like as my only content. Like I'll use it as filler content, I guess. Still something worth watching. Like obviously I won't upload it if I don't think it's worth people's time. But it's good like in between stuff. I'm working on other things that are It's more passion project than stuff. My steering's all licked. Pitu. 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 Hey, Yimbus. I'm okay. Pretty good, actually. How are you? Elaborate. That's not something that someone who's good says. That's something that someone that wants to be perceived as good says. It's okay. You can talk about it when you're ready. And I guess maybe not when I'm streaming. Ouch! Whoa. I feel as if I've run out of things to talk about. So I'm just gonna... Oh man, I'm sleepy. I'm gonna stop streaming now. Goodbye.